Welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to build our supplier page. Our supplier page is where warehouse managers can go in and add the vendors that this warehouse purchases from and the product that they buy from those vendors. Now, we will create the listing and also the ability for warehouse managers only to create new suppliers, and we'll also create the detail page for suppliers. So let's get started. First things first is we're going to go over to our pages area, and then we're going to go all the way down to suppliers, as Softr has already intelligently pre-built this page for us using a lot of stuff that we like already. And so we can see that we have this list block here that is already built and set up for our suppliers. So that's looking really good. But we're going to go and just customize some of these things. We're going to make this a little smaller. We're going to change some of the content we use. We're going to get rid of some of these action buttons here, and then we will configure our actual add supplier action button as well. So starting with that, let's go to content. And I want to go over here and I want to change the way that the logo is appearing. I think right now it's just a little bit too big. So instead of cover, let's try contain. I think that looks a little bit better. So I'm going to back out of here. And now I'm going to go down to the name area right here. Now I'm going to go down to the name area right here. That looks good. This looks good. Let's go and add another field for email. Let's add their email. And then also let's add the products that they carry. We'll go up here and we'll say products carried. And this is formatted as a tag right now. And I like the tag formatting, especially when there's multiple things. So this is coming through nicely. For the contact name, I'm actually just going to remove the label that we see here. I'm going to remove that. I think that might look nicer. So we have the supplier name, which is the company name, and then our contact at that company, their email, and the products that they carry. So I think that's looking pretty good. Let's go into actions and remove our item buttons here. All right. And I'm also going to go over to our content, go back to content, and just make these medium. We've been going with medium for this. I think medium is a good width overall. Now I'm going to close this out because we already have that detail page created. I will add an adjustment here. Right now this is center aligned, but I want to make it left aligned. So in order to do this block style alignment, I'm going to go into styles and I'm going to go to title and subtitle and I'm going to make it a left align there. So that looks much better for the app that I'm building. And then I'm going to go into the add record and I'm going to update it to add supplier. And now this is where we're going to allow the warehouse manager to add a new supplier. And you can add a icon here if you want to add an icon like that. It's always possible. We'll go in here and we'll manage the add record. We'll choose which fields we want them to input when they are adding a new supplier to the system. So we want their name, we want their email, the logo, their phone number, we'll do the products carry as well, but I think that's all we can do at the moment. And then we'll go down here and we'll just adjust the way the modal looks at the moment. Right now it will read add new record, but let's say add new supplier. And then we'll say, copy that and say new supplier added successfully. And then we'll also say that when you create a new supplier, let's have it bring us to the supplier detail page, all right? Now that page was already built for us because in the beginning, when we connected Softr to our supplier database, it pre-built the listing and details page for us. That's intelligent, that's working really well. So this is coming along nicely. Let's just go and double check our search to see what it's searching by. Name, contact, I like that. If you wanted to add any more filters in terms of how you can filter by these products, we could do products carry, and then you'll have that filter there, and then the data from your data source will be synced with it, and then you give more ways for your user to interact with your app and to find the data that they need. In our situation, I'm actually just going to get rid of this one. We don't need it, but I do like the way this turned out. So before we create our detail page, let's go and test the add supplier, see how that comes through, and then from there, we'll do the detail page. So I'm going to go to preview. We forgot to make visibility just for warehouse manager. So right now we have warehouse manager, it's there. And then also if we go to sales manager, it's there. So let's go back quickly, go to our action button, go to button visibility, say logged in user, warehouse manager only. We go back to our preview, update it. Now we can be sure that only the warehouse manager can create a new supplier. And that's what we see here. We're logged in as Olivia, who is our sales manager, and she cannot add any new suppliers. But if we go in as Ethan, our warehouse manager, he will be able to add the supplier, and Softr has already created this for us. And remember when we were adjusting the modal, that's what we're adjusting right there. But otherwise, This is looking good. Love to see it. Now let's click on one of these and see what is happening on the detail page so far. All right, so that doesn't look terrible, but I would like to have a better looking detail page. So let me show you what we're going to build, and then we'll build it together. So we're not too far off here. If I look at what it's already built for us, we're just going to change some of these things. I'm going to make this vertical. I'm going to update some of the information we're showing here. I'm going to update the buttons. And then the biggest thing here is we're going to have a linked table instead of a linked list that we see here. And so in order to get this table, I'm actually going to copy and paste it from another page, bring it in here, and then update the source and everything and make it relatable to this. Now that we're up here, let's go into our studio. We're going to go into our supplier detail page, and we're going to start to configure this item detail block. So item detail block right there, it is set up for suppliers. That's good. We can go to content now, and I want to go to this section right here, and I'm going to add some more fields. So I want the contact name, I want the phone number, and we'll do orders and products carried. And then again, I want that vertically stacked like that. I'm going to go up here, and I'm actually going to get rid of the contact name, purchase orders there, and I'm going to stack it like that. That's looking good. Boom. I'm going to go to this logo. Let's see if we can just adjust it a little bit. Maybe there's a better one for us here. Get it a little bit closer there. So that's looking good. Let's go and configure our buttons. So we want two buttons here. We want update and delete for warehouse managers only. So first, let's go into our visibility so we don't forget again. Warehouse manager, great. Delete, warehouse manager, great. Permissions are configured. Now let's go into edit record and just double check that we have all the fields that we want. We'll also add phone number, and we can't edit the purchase orders. We'll keep that the way it is. And so we'll just edit the details for the suppliers. And then I'll just go through and update the modal information. So update supplier, and all right, there we go. Now over to delete. Let's go delete supplier, and that's already configured. Let's just delete supplier. Are you sure you want to delete this supplier? And these little details just really make it nice. So now we have both of these configured, our edit and our delete. Let's actually just update this as well. Edit supplier, delete supplier. That's great. We're cruising here. Now let's change the way we have this. Before we change it, let's go down here and look at the conditional filter. So remember that this is a linked list, meaning we only want to show, in the way that this is set up, the related purchase orders that relate to this supplier that we're seeing. So in order to do that, we have to use a conditional filter to essentially say, if the supplier includes any of the related supplier's name, show it here. So another way to visualize this is if we go into our database here and we go to purchase orders and we go over to suppliers right there. And so what we're essentially saying is that if the supplier is the same name of the current page that we're viewing there, then show it. If not, don't show it. And so that's what this conditional filter is telling us right now. This is a list block. Let's go over and actually just change it to a table block. And that came together pretty well. So we're going to keep riffing with this. We'll go to content. We'll get rid of the search bar, and we'll get rid of the filters. And we'll also get rid of the purchase order history. And then we're just going to set up this purchase order. Go back to content, and we'll have purchase order ID. We'll keep that purchase order there, purchase order ID. Get rid of the icon there. We'll go to due date, order due dates. We'll remap it here, get rid of that icon. We'll go to status and switch this to a tag. And then we'll get rid of that icon. Okay, and then we'll go to item count and order cost and order count. All right, now we'll go into cost there, get rid of that. We'll say that's good. And then order count, we'll keep that there. There we go. We're looking pretty good here for supplier. That looks like it came through the wrong way. So the due date, status, order cost, order count, purchase date, and let's also just put the related supplier on here just so we can see it for our own visual sake. And I'm just going to move this up so I can see and make sure that only that supplier is coming through. And just one last thing, as we're making all of the table background that one F5 color, let's do that here as well, just to keep all of our styles consistent as it creates a professional look for our application. So again, we'll go to styles, we'll go to column header, and we're going to change this background color right there. All right, got that. That's in. Fantastic. Now let's preview the app page for this. All right, let's get back to suppliers here. And now we see our suppliers. This is looking good. We click on a supplier, and then it brings us here. We see add a supplier, and then we also see the related purchase orders. And this is what I really want to show you. See Blue Sky Electric? It's the same thing as Blue Sky Electric there. So the linked list is only showing the purchase orders that have the same supplier. And so that's a really intelligent way to do it. We can actually go and remove this now. That was just a little helpful trick on that, just to make sure that our conditional filters were coming through the right way. Otherwise, this is set up. We are looking good to go. Should we just test out our action buttons real quick and then we'll get out of here? So Ethan is logged in. He's a warehouse manager. Edit supplier looks good. I don't actually want to delete it. So that's looking good. And we'll just double check like we always do. Switch over to Olivia, our sales manager. No button should be there. Fantastic. And purchase orders, great. So we are cruising, but we have some more things to build. So I will see you in the next lesson, and we'll keep on building. See you there.